Hi, my name is Karina James Scribner, and I will be talking about vaccinations. Vaccinations are a hot topic item in today's Western societies. In recent years, the United States has seen outbreaks of diseases that were once considered eradicated from the public domain. More and more parents are opting against vaccinating their children due to fears that vaccines cause autism and that the ingredients in vaccines are harmful. This increase in unvaccinated children has led to recent resurgences of diseases like whooping cough, measles, and mumps. NPR podcast Lessons Learned recently did an interview with California State Senator Richard Pan about the vaccination debate and the recent push for stricter vaccination laws in California. This interview was conducted by Ari Shapiro, and it is titled California's Effort to Tighten the Childhood Immunization Law. This interview was conducted in 2018. In the interview, Richard Pan discusses his support for stricter laws regarding vaccination exemptions. California's governor recently signed 2 bills into law that would regulate and standardize the vaccination exemption process while only allowing medical condition exemptions. In addition, these exemptions could be revoked at any time if the government found the evidence insufficient to support it. Children unvaccinated would no longer be allowed to attend public schools. Pan discusses the 2015 Disneyland measles outbreak. He refers to the fear that was associated with the outbreak from concerned parents regarding their infant son or daughter potentially being exposed to these diseases before receiving their scheduled vaccinations. These diseases are preventable so long as the community is vaccinated. Opponents of this law argue that their freedoms and liberties are being stripped away. Parents of unvaccinated children argue this law not only impinges upon their constitutional freedoms and parental rights, but that it also violates informed consent. Additionally, the right to education is at question as well. This ethical dilemma is very complicated. I would suggest that all 4 of the bioethical principles are being threatened in some capacity. Autonomy is being threatened because the choice to vaccinate your child or not is being taken away from the parents. However, the nature of fidelity comes into question. Does the clinician have an obligation to the parents, who are essentially a third party in this situation? The clinician is obligated to care for the child and the child's health interests, but by not vaccinating the child, the clinician may be causing harm to the child, which would be breaking the non-maleficence bioethical principle that Beauchamp and Childress reference. Beneficence is threatened on both sides of the debate. Both believe their actions are preventing harm. Justice is being violated because the parents who support the right to not vaccinate their children believe their rights are being taken away. The vaccination debate is interesting to me because I can see both sides of the argument. However, the science behind vaccinations outweighs any doubts or fears I may have about potential side effects of vaccines. Vaccines save lives, and if there are children with true medical conditions that warrant them to be unvaccinated, I support them being exempt. If vaccines can prevent unnecessary diseases, it is advisable to get vaccinated. Provision 2 from the Code of Ethics for Nursing is relevant to this debate. This provision outlines the nurse's obligation to support the primary interests of the patient. In the case of parents choosing to vaccinate or not vaccinate their child, is the nurse obligated to the parents, or are they obligated to the child? Since children do not have the capacity to make such decisions, we rely on the expertise of the parents and the clinicians. In this situation, the clinicians and the parents are at odds, therefore threatening Provision 2. Additionally, this issue has significant systematic implications in healthcare. If more children are unvaccinated, we see more children in hospitals, therefore increasing the workload of hospitals and healthcare personnel and threatening the well-being of communities at large. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.